Hamlet, William Shakespeare. Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There my blessing with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory, look thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to quarrel, but being in, bear that thy opposite may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but resolve thy judgment. Costly thy habit, as thy pursue can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. And they in France of the best rank and station are of a most select and generous clef in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing doeth edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true. And it must follow as the night, the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season is in thee.
Awesome. Can you do that one more time real quick?
Yeah.
I just changed something about the sound here.
Do you need me to be louder?
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
No, it's just different kind of pickup.
Okay.
No, you're reading perfect.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, Hamlet, William Shakespeare. Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There my blessing with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory, look thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought is act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear that thy oppose may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit, as thy pursue can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. And they in France of the best rank and station are of a most select and generous clef in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulleth edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true. And it must follow as the night, the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season this in me.
Awesome, cool. We'll do to be or not to be once, then we'll get up and shoot.
Okay, cool.
Where did that one go?
Oh, right here. Okay. Hamlet, William Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question.
Maybe you just say that just a little bit louder.
Okay. To be or not.
You can introduce it again.
Oh.
Like,
Hamlet, William Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question. And whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by asleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consumption devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disbrised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin, who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler's returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sickled o'er with a pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment, with this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, fair Ophelia, nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Awesome. We'll do, Captain, my captain real quick.
Okay.
It's nice and short.
Yeah, I like that.
Where to go? There we go.
Okay. Walt Whitman, O Captain, my captain. O Captain, my captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack, the prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. Oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Oh captain, my captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung. For you the bugle trills. For you bouquets and ribbon wreaths. For you the shores a crowding. For you they call, the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Hear, captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head. It is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, his voyage closed and done. From fearful trip the victor ships comes in with object won. Exalt, O shores, and ring, O bells. But I, with mournful tread, walk the deck, my captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead.
Aw, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, love that one.
Cool. We'll read the epilogue of Moby Dick. We have like 3 minutes on that, so. Actually, we'll read The Chase, the third day.
The third, okay.
Like, just, you could just start from But As the Last Moments.
Okay.
You can say Moby Dick, The Chase, third day.
Okay. Moby Dick, The Chase, third day. But as the last whelmings intermixingly poured themselves over the sunken head of the Indian at the main mast, leaving a few inches of the erect spar yet visible, together with long streaming yards of the flag which calmly undulated, with ironical coincidings over the destroying billows they almost touched. At that instant, a red arm and a hammer hovered backwardly, uplifted in the open air, in the act of nailing the flag faster and yet faster to the subsiding spar. A skyhawk that tauntingly had followed the main truck downwards from its natural home among the stars, pecking at the flag and incommodating Tash to go there. This bird now chanced to intercept its broad, fluttering wing between the hammer and the wood, and simultaneously feeling that ethereal thrill, the submerged savage beneath in his death gasp kept his hammer frozen there. And so the bird of heaven, with archangelic shrieks and his imperial beak thrust upwards and his whole captive form folded in the flag of Ahab, went down with his ship, which, like Satan, would not sink to hell till she had dragged a living part of heaven along with her and helmeted herself with it. Now, small fowls flew screaming over the yet yawning gulf. A sullen white surf beat against its steep sides, then all collapsed. And the great shroud of the sea rolled on as it's rolled 5,000 years ago.
Awesome.